Good afternoon. Welcome to all of you iGiveCatholic administrators who are joining us today for our Getting Ready webinar. We are watching folks come in right now, and but in the interest of time, we absolutely want to be started on time. So we're going to jump right in and start, as we always do, in prayer. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. O Lord, giver of life, we know that all we are and all we have are gifts from you. And we live in a world that celebrates consumption, but you call us to be good stewards of all you have entrusted to us. May this Giving Tuesday prompt us to gratitude and generosity that brings nourishment to the hungry and hope to the hopeless. We pray that iGiveCatholic may be a miracle of loaves and fishes, where every gift shared lovingly from a grateful heart becomes bread for the multitudes, and the ordinary becomes extraordinary. In this giving and receiving, may our hearts rejoice in you alone, who are Lord forever and ever. Amen. Before we really get started on our webinar, I want to take this moment to remind all of you guys that we are also a nonprofit. We are a 501c3 nonprofit on a very shoestring budget, and we could not do this without our generous sponsors listed here. You know many of them, I'm sure, our Sunday Visitor, ICSC, the International Catholic Stewardship Council. You may not know all of them. Switcher Studio is really great they're our live stream host, and they are a fantastic live stream app. Cap Trust is in financial management, and then Giving Tuesday and Catholic Extension are fantastic programmatic partners that we're so each year on this Giving Day. So thank you so much. I am Lisa Shalacy, your National Director. Katie Hare will be joining us a little later in this webinar. She is our Program Manager. Also with us today is MK Holiday. She is our project manager for Mighty Cause, who was our tech provider for our platform. And she's going to be answering questions in chat. Any questions you have, tech-related, platform-related, MK is going to be answering those in chat today. So speaking of, that is our preferred method of you submitting. You can submit a question either in the chat box or in Q&A, and we will be answering them. And we'll try to answer all of them by the end of this panel. We will answer them either in the designated topic of our agenda or at the end in a general question and answer period. So this is what we've got today. As
Lisa, I'm
usual,
not sure, but a bunch of people are saying they hear an echo or feedback.
hmm,
I don't have a way to troubleshoot that. I personally am not
echo.
hearing an echo or a feedback, but um, literally everyone is saying that they are.
Wow. I don't know what to do about that.
I would, oh, I think it's the transcript recorder, somebody said. Oh. It looks like
Okay.
someone troubleshot of whatever. I don't know if there's a
Okay,
way to
great.
that. Okay.
Thanks for that, and let's rock and roll.
Yep.
Oh, somebody was signed in. Okay, great. Okay, so anywho, as usual, we try to be prompt to start and prompt to end, but we still have a lot of content we want to get out to you. So we're going to focus on the new things, but we want to make sure to cover the basics as well. As always, these slides will be posted. They should be posted already on our website on the trainings page. The recording will be posted also as soon as we get this recording. So by the end of the week, both this slide deck as well as the recording of this webinar will be posted on our website in the trainings page, so that you can go back and review anything that we have discussed or click any hyperlinks. We're going to start with kind of an overview of iGiveCatholic. I'll cruise through that because I hope that most of you know about who we are and where we come from. We've got some new national prizes to roll out. I'm also going to remind you about our live stream opportunity on Giving Tuesday. And then Katie's going to take over and go through some platform training. Some of it is a repeat from last year. So if you participated last year, this might look familiar, but there are some new updates. So make sure to keep an ear out for something that maybe you'll also be learning, especially at the end, the updates this year. Katie will then go through the resources that iGiveCatholic provides for you to support your and give you some highlights for key strategies for success. Then we'll wrap up with our overview of the key dates of the campaign, where you can find support, and hopefully leave some time for questions. Let's rock and roll. Okay, so what is iGiveCatholic? I'm just going to go through here and talk about the organization versus the giving day. So iGiveCatholic is a 501c3 nonprofit ministry, serving dioceses, parishes, schools, and other ministries. We were created as a giving day in 2015, but now we are a year-round platform, and we support some organizations for their year-round fundraising. We are still the host of the U.S. Catholic Church's annual Giving Day, I Give Catholic on Giving Tuesday, which is the topic of this webinar. We were created to be an easy and fun plug and play fundraising resource. So make it easy for anybody to host it, to have a Giving Day campaign, an end of year appeal. And we've become a national movement inspiring and celebrating generosity for Catholic organizations. This is a bit of our kind of history, a little timeline of how we've grown over the years. It's really exciting. We started with just one diocese raising 1.3 million. And just last year, we had 51 dioceses raise $23 million. Let's see, that was 2024. So 2025, it was 53 dioceses raised almost $27 million. We're super excited about that. Okay, so how does iGiveCatholic work? iGiveCatholic is an online platform. It's a charitable marketplace for Catholic entities. Donors can search on the iGiveCatholic global page or on your local partners page, or using your unique URL to find you in our platform. The donor can make a single or now monthly recurring donation of $10 or more via credit card, Apple Pay, GPay, Venmo, or PayPal. Or for $25 or more, they can choose a bank transfer by ACH. Donors may also use the platform to request gift from their donor advised fund or their IRA distribution account that will count towards your campaign if scheduled during the campaign days timeline. iGiveCatholic will email a tax receipt for all online gifts. Organizations are encouraged to record offline gifts that you receive of cash or check that you receive during the specified campaign window. So we encourage generosity in any form that donors want to express it. So why iGiveCatholic on Giving Tuesday? Well, we are celebrating the universality and subsidiarity of through a unified U.S. Catholic Day of Giving. So we are all Catholic. We are in the U.S. Catholic Church, but each one of you gets to put your own stamp, tell your own story, and celebrate your own mission. Invite your network to participate in your mission and your future through this Giving Day campaign. Organizations can ride the wave of the local and national movement where all rising tides lift all boats, right? All participating boats. It activates gamification. So these leaderboards, progress bars, automated matches, peer-to-peer fundraising, it all seems so exciting for donors. It motivates donors to participate. And I skipped that bullet about it kicks off the charitable season when donors are already in mind to make gifts in the end of the year and on Giving Tuesday. And it gives an opportunity for donors to learn more about organizations in their diocese that are partnering with us. When is iGiveCatholic on Giving Tuesday? So registration has started a little over a week ago, and it's going to run through November 1st. That is the window when organizations can register for iGiveCatholic on Giving Tuesday. And then Giving Tuesday, the day this year, is on December 1st. It's always the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. This year, that is December 1st. But we have an advanced giving period that starts on Monday, November 16. We also have an extended giving phase that runs through Tuesday, December 8. So all of the leaderboards, all of our metrics count donations that were recorded between November 16 and December 8. I'm noting here at the bottom, there's a national community for organizations who are in a diocese that does not partner with iGiveCatholic. So individual organizations can participate independently for a $250 registration fee. Members of our Nebraska Catholic Day of Giving are welcome to participate in National for free since their diocese has already paid a partner fee. We'll get into the details on registration a little later. But this is a map of our partners in 2026. So if you don't know if your diocese is a partner this year, you can check at this URL that I have below, or take a look on this map if you can find that star and identify that that is your diocese. Okay, I've mentioned these dates, and the timing really does matter. Okay, iGiveCatholic wasn't always a year-round platform, so donors aren't used to being able to give outside of the giving day window. So we really encourage you to hold off on entering offline gifts before November 16 and encourage your donors to hold their generosity until it counts on November 16 to really focus that generosity so that we can count it in all of our metrics. You can count it in your on your page and in the leaderboards for whatever community you're participating in. Only the donations recorded through the platform November 16 through 18 will count in leaderboards and prizes. Okay, moving on from that, this is always a topic we need to make clear. There is a cost to online fundraising, even if you don't pay a registration fee, and it comes in the transaction fees for online gifts. So it's far less expensive than traditional fundraising, print fundraising or in-person fundraising. And we try to keep it as low as possible, but it's still there. So we want to just make sure that we're clear about it. We keep it down as low as possible. And also in our new platform in Mighty Cause, the default is that there's a checkbox that a donor is pre-checked for the donor to cover the fees. They can uncheck it. They can click the box to learn about what the fees are and how much it's going to cost. It's clear in their checkout experience. But because it's pre-checked and they don't have to do anything, last year, 90% of donors covered these fees in the giving day. This is a breakdown of what each of those fees are and where they go. And you can find this and download it in English or Spanish on our FAQ page on our website. I'm not going to go through the details here, but want you to know that the details are there if you or any of your donors have questions. We also encourage you to accept and record offline gifts of cash and check, and of course, those incur no fees at all. So that's fine. We will train you on that in final steps about how to record offline gifts. So receiving your money, we collect your money, we process the money, and then we send it out to you by ACH to your bank, which means that you have to enter your bank account information in your dashboard on your iGiveCatholic dashboard. This is very secure. Mighty Cause has several setups to make sure that your bank information is kept secure, but you do need it there. Otherwise, we have no place to send it. So this year, the schedule of that, when we normally send it on the 10th around the 10th of the month for all donations received in the previous calendar month. Since Giving Tuesday falls on December 1st, we decided to loop it into the November gifts. So all gifts received from November 1st through Giving Tuesday on November 1st will be distributed on or around December 15. We're giving some extra time to make sure all of those gifts are processed. It's a lot to make sure that we have them in our bank so we can send them to you. Donations received before November 1st or after December 1st will be distributed in the normal timeline, which is around the 10th of the month for the previous calendar month. So donations December 2nd through the 31st will be distributed on or around December 10th. Some of our partners will collect Giving Day donations on your behalf and distribute them locally. You ask your local administrator, your diocesan or foundation administrator, whether or not your group is doing that. But this only applies to gifts in November and December. If you get a gift in January, it will not go to the diocese. It'll go directly to you. There is a list of which partners have chosen to centrally route this year. It's smaller than previous years. I think it's only 7 or 8 on our disbursement policy page, which there's a hyperlink there below. We cannot cut checks. We are a tiny organization with only 2 people, me and Katie. You're looking at them. We do not have the capacity to cut and mail checks for thousands of organizations each month. So this is why we have to do it by ACH. Thanks for understanding. Now for more exciting news, we've got some new national prizes this year. Can't wait to tell you all about them. So first, thanks to the generosity of the International Catholic Stewardship Council, we are able to offer a free conference registration to a parish who starts registration before September 20th. Why September 20th? Because that's when this year's ICSC conference starts. So we hope to see a lot of you there. We will exhibit at ICSC, so look for us if you're going to be there, ICSC conference. But if a parish starts their registration before September 20th, they will be entered into a drawing to win a free registration to next year's conference. Unfortunately, we won't be able to provide your travel or hotel. You're on the hook for that, but we will get you a free conference registration. And that value is up to $1,300 for a non-member. You can learn more about ICSC membership and the conference at the hyperlink on the bottom of this slide. The next one, this may look familiar. If you participated in 2023, we had a social media video prize, and now it's come back. Thanks to the generosity of Cap Trust. It's a financial services institution that has sponsored iGiveCatholic for many years now, I think since 2019. We are able to offer a $500 prize to the organization whose social media video has the most reaction. So that reaction can be a like, a love, it could be angry, it could be sad. It's just a reaction that we can count and track. But the only way that we're going to be able to add your video post to the list that we're tracking for that count is if you tag us. You have to tag us with @iGiveCatholic on whatever platform you use, Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn. You could do YouTube or Threads, but we find that Facebook and Instagram has the most engagement among our shared audience. We were not going to combine counts for multiple posts of the same video. It's a single post. How many engagements are on that posted video? But if you're a little afraid or need a little help, we've already created a 30-minute tutorial on video editing in Canva created by the videographer we use for our live stream. And you can use this campaign video when you submit your interest in our live stream that we'll talk about a little bit more later. So campaign videos are super helpful in social media and on our live stream and even on your page. You can use it so many times, well worth it. We encourage you to get creative and have a great one and encourage your biggest recommendation is get your network involved. Tell them that you want to win the prize and ask them to share it in their networks and get some reactions. This will help your campaign get more traction and help you be more eligible for the prize. All right, moving on. The next and final new national prize we have is for matches. So every organization who creates and completes a matching grant through the iGiveCatholic platform between November 16 and December 8, those important dates of our campaign, will be entered into a drawing to win an extra $500 in their Giving Day distribution. So if you have 5 matches, that means you have 5 entries in this competition. But they have to be completed. It means they have to be exhausted. All of the money that's been applied to the match has to be applied before December 8 for you to be entered into this competition. We will post winners on the website for all of these. All 3 of these prizes are on the resources page right now. Okay. Moving on, I mentioned the live stream briefly. This is going to be our 3rd year where we are hosting a live stream on Giving Tuesday, where we talk to you. We talk to our Giving Day partners and our Giving Day organization administrators. Sometimes it's our board bishops. Sometimes it's our sponsors and collaborators. But it's really exciting since we are a national movement and we can't gather in person. This is a really great to celebrate generosity on that day, to watch the millions grow, watch the metrics just go crazy, and to really hear about your organization's mission, your special projects, to see the people that benefit from all of this generosity. So we highly encourage you to submit an interest form to participate in the live stream by November 12th. You can click that button below, or you can go to our live stream page. If you go to our website, you click for ministries and scroll down to live stream, and you will see we have several options. There are 2 options that I will host, the morning and evening option. We also have a new iGiveCatholic en Espanol that will be hosted by our dear friends Catholic Extension. A bilingual staff member is going to host anybody who would like to participate with their someone speaking in Spanish. We really encourage you. That's going to be limited to mission dioceses, since Catholic Extension does underwrite the campaigns of their mission dioceses. If you're from Fort Worth or Houma Thibodeau, we're so excited to be putting a spotlight on both of those dioceses this year. They will have their own hour. So we encourage you to submit your interest with that blue button that has a video there, arrow pointed to there. If you're in Fort Worth or Thibodaux, we'll see that and be able to move you into your local diocese's hour. So we're so excited. Check out this page for more information. And now I will hand over to Katie.
All right, great. I am going to go ahead and take over the sharing. Give me one moment here. Can you all see my screen okay? Lisa, I'm looking for you to nod at me if you can see it. So, okay, great. I saw a nod. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go through the registration process as well as your organization page, what you can build out and do, and what you need to do in order to be searchable and donatable for iGiveCatholic on Giving Tuesday. So one thing I'll mention as we get started, there is one registration page. We'll be demoing it here in a moment. If you did participate in 2025, but you previously participated when we were in our predecessor, our other platform, you're going to need to create an account in order to proceed with registration. Same if you are brand spanking new. So just want to give you a heads up, in order to access that registration survey, you're going to have to create an account in Mighty Cause. To do that, you'll go to iGiveCatholic.org. You'll click that sign in button in the upper right hand corner. So just a heads up, if you're looking to get into that registration survey, you'll need to create an account. We do have a couple short videos available too. They are in the slides. They are also on both our trainings page as well as the registration page to walk you through different scenarios. So if you're a returning organization, but you have a new admin running the account, or if you're brand new, we do have a couple short videos just to walk you through the process, help you understand what you need to do, again, in order to be fully registered, searchable, and donatable for the giving day. All right, one thing we want to mention, and we do have some more information about this on the registration page itself, but in Mighty Cause, all organizations must be EIN verified. This is just to ensure compliance, that everybody is in fact a 501c3 nonprofit that can receive donations. And this applies even if you are in a centrally routing diocese. So if you're brand new, or again, you maybe didn't participate last year, be prepared to provide those EIN documents in order to participate. It is a one-time hurdle. Once you are verified, you are good to go. You don't have to provide it year over year. It's just the one time in order to get in. And again, we have some tips on how to verify and how to get those documents on the registration page itself. All right, I'm going to switch over here. We're going to walk through the registration process real quick. So again, if you go to iGiveCatholic.org and you scroll down and click register, it's going to take you to the registration page. Before you do that, you're going to want to make sure that you click sign in. I'm already signed in. It takes a second, so I'm already signed in. Make sure you create an account, log in, and then you're going to go to the registration button. This is going to take you to the registration page again. If you need those videos on how to get through the process, those are available over here on the right. And you're going to see this survey here. Now, if you have participated in the past and you're an admin on the page, you're going to see these little radial dials. You can just go ahead and select those. If you are brand new, this is your first time participating in iGiveCatholic, you're going to click Can't Find Your Organization, Create It Now. This is where you're going to go through. You're going to provide some information about your organization. This is where you're going to provide your EIN. Once Mighty Cause has that information, they'll build out your page, and you'll need to come back to this registration survey in order to participate. So just a heads up, again, if you're brand new, you're going to click Can't Find Your Organization, Create It Now. You can also search for your organization name or EIN in the search bar. I believe you can also search by location. But again, if you are coming back, if you are an old admin, you can go ahead and select from your organizations below. Once you click it, you will be directed to the organization survey. One thing I want to mention is that this question here, that under which diocese or group will you participate, is probably the most important question you answer in this survey. This tells us which diocese you're under, who you belong to. So just make sure that you select the proper diocese. Worst comes to worst, we can, but just you're really paying attention to that question there. If you are a national ministry, if your diocese is not participating or you are a national ministry, you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom. iGiveCatholic National is at the bottom. Once you go through the survey, I don't know if it's going to let me say, you'll go ahead and click continue. This is going to then submit that registration form. Now, once you have submitted the registration form, you're not done yet. We have a couple requirements in order for you to again be active, searchable, and donatable. So I'm over here. I'm now in the organization page itself in the dashboard. You are going to see that my organization setup is not complete and my iGiveCatholic registration is pending. I am going to show as pending until I complete my to-do list. Once my to-do list is complete, I will show as approved. So you go through the registration survey, that's step one. Step two is completing your to-do list. Now, to see what items you need to do for your to-do list, you can click the little button here, see to-do list. You can also click it in the upper left-hand corner. This is going to show you exactly what you need to do in order to have your page be ready. If I click on, sorry, I did that a little quick. If I click on the item, it's going to pop up a larger list so I can see exactly what's going on. In order to be searchable and donatable on the giving day, there are 4 requirements. The first is to add your logo. We'll go into how to do that momentarily. A banner image, so a background, an about section. This has to be 250 characters in length, so just letters. You got to make sure you have 250 and setting up an EFT. So that's your bank account information. That's where we're going to send funds to. We will go over all of this in a brief moment, but that's how you find your to-do list. In order to be active, searchable, and donatable on the giving day, so to show as approved for iGiveCatholic on Giving Tuesday, you must complete your to-do list by November 1st. So just want to give you a heads up. Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to come over here to my organization page. This is how it's going to look on the public view. I notice I have it in this edit mode here. I can also click quick edit and I can go in and I can edit any of these items really quickly. To make edits to your page, what you're going to do, you're just going to click the little icon in the upper right hand corner. Very similar to a Facebook page. It's very intuitive. And I can upload an image. There's already an image there, so it's going to show that. If I ever need to replace it, I'll just hit the remove and I'll add an image. There's a couple ways that if to do that. Likewise, in the background image, I'm going to come up here to the upper right hand corner. You see this icon here. I can select from a gallery. I can do a color overlay, upload a banner image. And then once you have done that item on the to-do list, it will show as checked off. Now, again, for the story, for the about section, you're going to just scroll down a little bit. You can also add a goal, edit goal. You can add, you can change the name of your organization. And you can add an about section. Now, your about section, like I said, it must be 250 characters in order to check off on that to-do list. You can see the number of characters down in the lower right-hand corner. So that is just an overview. Again, for your page, in order to be active, searchable, and donatable, you must have a logo, background image, and that story. I'm going to switch gears here a little bit. We'll come back to this page in a moment, but I want to touch about the other thing on your to-do list, and that is EFT setup. In order to set up your EFT, you can do one of 2 things. The first you can do is you can click on the to-do list. And again, you can click the item that needs to be completed. It's going to take you directly to the place where you can complete that item. If you are going just from the dashboard here, you go to settings, disbursement settings, and again, you'll have the EFT set up. Now, when I click direct deposit to set it up, it's going to send me a code. Unfortunately, I don't have my phone on me, so it's not going to let me do it here in a moment. And I apologize for that. But basically what it's going to do, it's going to ask for an account number as well as a routing number. You'll enter your bank account information, click setup. One thing I want to mention with the EFT setup is that sometimes, especially if your bank account does not match the name of your organization page, Mighty Cause might request additional documentation. So this is something like a voided check or a letter from your bank saying, hey, this is in fact this person. So just in case you get a notice that, hey, our bank account didn't go through, I just want to give you a heads up. You might be required to add additional information, especially if you're a DBA or have a different name. So just be prepared to provide some additional documentation on your bank account. Once you have done that, your to-do list will be checked off and you will see your registration for iGiveCatholic will show as approved. So again, those 4 items, your background image, your logo, your story, and your EFT. Some of you are in dioceses that are centrally routing, meaning again, they will be collecting donations on your behalf. In that case, you do not need to set up your bank account, but I want you to be aware you will show as pending until November 1st. As of November 1st, Lisa will be approving your participation if you are in one of those centrally routing dioceses. If you are not in a centrally routing diocese, you must have that EFT set up by November 1st in order to be searchable and donatable. All right, going back to the organization page, just a couple things I want you to be aware of. You can really build this page out to whatever degree you choose to do so. Again, we just require the logo, background image, and story, but you can also add featured campaigns. So these are things like peer-to-peer fundraisers. If you wanted to raise funds for a specific ministry within your organization, you can set those up. Additionally, you can add a giving wall, you can add images and, to share your story. You can really build this page out however you like to do so. If you scroll all the way down, you'll have this organization data section. This is so that your donors and the people coming to your page know a little bit more about you and where to find you after the giving day. So you can add things like your name, other names you might go by, EIN. I just want to clarify, there's been some question around EIN. Unlike your social security number, EINs are public. So don't freak out if it shows your EIN. It's public information. It's just for, people to understand, hey, this is a tax free donation or it's an exempt organization. I apologize. You can also add a phone number, email address, ways to get in touch with you, your website, and your social media links. So really, again, this organization data section here at the bottom is to allow your donors and people coming to your page to know where to find you. All right. So a couple of things with your organization page. I know a lot of times when we are doing these campaigns, maybe somebody ran the campaign a year prior, they're no longer with the organization, or you just have turnover, you need to add a new priest, something of that nature. In that case, what you're going to do is you're going to come over to the Settings tab, and you're going to come to Admins. All you'll need to do if you need to add an admin, you'll just click Add Admin. You'll enter their information. They do need to have an account within iGiveCatholic in order for you to add them to the page. So you'll just send them the login page. They'll create their account. Once they have an account, you can add them onto your page. If you have someone who is no longer with your organization, to remove them, all you need to do is click the 3 little dots by their name, and you'll click Remove. It's very simple. We have a couple instructions available on our trainings page as well. So just in case you need that information, that is available to you. Also want to mention in your general settings, you can change and customize your URL settings. We highly recommend that you do this into something that's going to be distinct to your organization. It could be, St. James and then your city name, something along those lines that's going to allow for you to easily copy paste the link out into your community. So we highly recommend that you change your URL. A couple other things just to be aware of here is that you can turn on and off your search engine visibility. If you're not seeing yourself in the search, it might be worth just checking to make sure that your search engine visibility is turned on. And then likewise, you can also turn off and on your ability to accept donations. You can add social sharing. This is what your page is going to look like when you share it out. So just a couple things available to you in the Settings tab. Now, Next thing we are going to be going into are the campaigns. So this is, again, if you have different ministries you want to raise funds for, or you have peer-to-peer fundraisers, we'll go into that a little bit more as a strategy here in a little bit. What you're going to do is you're going to come to the Fundraising Tools tab, and you're going to go to Campaigns. Now, so again, I've got some campaigns set up here. I can add those to my page. Basically, you'll just click Create New Campaign in the upper right-hand corner, and it's not going to want to do it for me. I don't know why it's not allowing me to do that right now. I apologize for that. But essentially, this is where you can add little tabs and little buckets for your organizations. You know, again, if you have specific things you're fundraising for, you can create a campaign. It's also where you can manage peer-to-peer fundraisers, fundraising on your behalf. Next thing I'm going to talk about is the fundraiser templates. What you can do is you can create a template and for your organization, you can actually create a couple. So let's say you have several different groups of people fundraising on your behalf. You can create a template so that all they need to do is they'll share it or they'll grab your link and then they basically just build out their page based on what you've already built out for them. To do this, you'll go to the fundraising tools and down to fundraiser templates. You'll click create. And again, it doesn't seem to want to do that for me. So again, I apologize. We do have a couple videos and demos available on our trainings page on how to do this, what this entails. So again, I apologize that that's not showing up. But this is really, again, to provide a framework for your peer-to-peer fundraisers, people who might be fundraising on your behalf. And you can have more than one. So if you have students fundraising, you can have one page built out for them. If you have a board member fundraising for you, you can have another. But this is all available in the fundraiser templates. Another tool that many of you may be using, and we highly encourage, especially with that prize opportunity, are the matching grants. To set up a matching grant, you'll just come to fundraising tools and you'll go to the matching grants section. And I'm not going to trust that it's going to, I'm a little nervous it's not going to come up here. Actually switch pages. I appreciate your patience with me as I do this real quick. And again, I apologize for that. But we really want to get you guys set up. So what you'll do again is in your organization dashboard, you'll come over to the fundraising tools and you'll go to matching grants. To set up your match, you'll come over here to the upper right-hand corner where it says create. And it's still not going to do that for me. Again, I apologize. I don't know why that's the case. So we're going to go back into the slides. And I have it hidden. One thing I want to mention with the matching grants, and I apologize that it's not occupying, but one of the biggest things that you need to make sure that you set up for the matches is the end date on your matches. We have had a number of matches where it auto closes before the match has been met. So you want to make sure that when you are setting up your match, that you set the match date up for later than you anticipate it actually being met, just to allow yourself a little wiggle room and a little time just in case it auto closes. We had a number of matches last year where folks were working towards a match, they were getting really excited, they were working towards it, and it auto closed because they didn't edit their end date. So when you are setting up a match, please be sure to set up your match end date. Really want to emphasize that. There are two ways to set up a match within Mighty Cause. The first is a one-to-one match. So this is your typical match where dollar for dollar is met. You can set it up for 1-to-1, 1-to-2, 1-to-3, 1-to-4. But this is where, a certain amount is met per dollar. You can also set up what's called a cumulative threshold match. Cumulative threshold matches are challenges. So these are where you would set it up to have something along the lines of like if you were, once $10,000 is raised, it unlocks a $5,000 match. So you can set up both within Mighty Cause. If you give me one moment here, I will get that slide up so that you guys can see. And again, I apologize that it did not want to show up for me. Thank you for your patience. All right. So again, this is just real quick. You'll go to the matching grants section. You'll click create. You will have this page over here to the right show up. And again, you can add an image. You can do a match value. You can show the value on the page. Over here to the right, you'll see that end date and end time. Again, it is very important that you set that beyond where you think the match is going to be met, just to give yourself a little wiggle room and a little time. Where you see it set match type, that's again, match a percentage of the donation. Most of the time, you're going to do 100% match, which is that 1-to-1 ratio. Or again, you can do that cumulative threshold match, which is where after a certain amount has been raised, so $10,000 raised, a $5,000 match is unlocked. So you can set it up in one of those two ways. One final thing I want to go into in the dashboard and what you can do within Mighty Cause are talking about opportunities. You can set up live opportunities within the opportunities tab. So these are things like if you were to have a specific mass and breakfast for your iGiveCatholic campaign or a volunteer event, you can set those up within Mighty Cause. And these are just opportunities to further offer engagement. You can set them up so that they link to something like an Eventbrite or your diocesan sign up page, something along those lines. But this is an opportunities to really get involved, to volunteer. If you were going to have a phone-a-thon associated with your giving event, you could do so in the opportunities section. All right, so let me get back in here. Thank you again for your patience. I'm not sure again why it didn't want to show up with those things, so I apologize for that. One thing that we really want to emphasize this year, this is something that one organization in particular did very well last year, is if you are going to be offering a peer-to-peer fundraiser and you really want to build out a robust peer-to-peer event, there is the ability to build out an event page. And what this does is this unlocks the ability to have leaderboards for your peer-to-peer fundraisers, whether that is something like a team, a classroom team or team, as well as individual fundraisers for your peer-to-peer event. We do have instructions available. Again, we have a video available on the training page. It's also available on the peer-to-peer toolkit. So for the sake of time today, we can't quite go into how to set these peer-to-peer or these event pages up. But just wanted to let you know, if you're really looking for a way to take your peer-to-peer fundraising to the next level, there is a really cool opportunity within the event page to do that. We will go more into detail on this within our final steps webinar, but a couple finishing touches for your organization page just to consider, just to add a little, some more touch points with your donors are the thank you page. You can add a thank you page, a video from your pastor, things of that nature. You can also edit your donation receipt. Once you complete your to-do list and your registration has been approved, you can edit the donation form. So you can add things like a designation. You can add additional questions if you want to know a little bit more about your donors. You can do that in the donation form. And those are all in the checkout section of your dashboard. Again, we'll be going more into depth in that in the final steps webinar. We do have some platform updates for the sake of time today. We're not going to go into these, but Lisa has created a really robust social media campaign to walk you through some of these different things that we may have brushed over a little bit today. Things like those multiple fundraiser templates, how to send out automated emails from your platform, text to give, as well as, again, hiding recurring donations or turning off donatability pre or post giving. So those are all available on our social medias, and we'll be training more in depth on those in our final steps webinar. All right, so a couple things, just strategies for success as we get into this campaign and what you can be doing now to prepare. Couple things just to get started. We do have a very robust resource page available for you. This is designed to be your one-stop shop for all things iGiveCatholic. If you do nothing else, or if you receive access nothing else from us, the resource page has just a plethora of information available to you, from marketing timeline and toolkit to a goal setting guide, as well as things like messaging templates, and as well as links to all of our other pages, including our trainings, graphics, peer-to-peer toolkit, merch store. So your one-stop shop is the resource page. It's going to allow you to get to all the other pages as well. So resources page is going to be your best bet for finding everything you need to know about running your iGiveCatholic campaign. Next, we have our graphics page. All of our graphics are available in English and Spanish. They're ready to download, so you can download them and use them as is. But we also have them available in a customizable template form through. If you have some helpful articles available to you to walk you through what you need to know and how to use it. It's a phenomenal tool to really help you get those graphics and to really make them your own. We really highly encourage you to add your own images, add your own story. People respond really well when they're seeing things that are of their own community. So while we have those ready to use templates that are great for, pushing out there, we highly, highly encourage you really make them your own. We've seen a lot of really great success with that. I've mentioned a couple times we have our trainings page. This is where this recording is going to be located. There's also a lot of tutorials on how to set things up in Mighty Cause, and a lot of specific little itty bitty trainings. So, if you were unable to really grasp everything today, we have a lot of those little bite-sized trainings available on the trainings page. We also have all of our top 10 webinars. This is a really great opportunity to learn from other organizations who have participated in the past and had really great success with their campaigns, what they did, how they did it, and what you can use from their organizations in your own campaigns. We call this holy plagiarism. We encourage a shared learning environment. So all of our top 10 webinars are available on the trainings page for you as well. All right, I've mentioned this a couple times, but one of the things that we really want to emphasize that's a phenomenal tool for you is something called peer-to-peer fundraising. Basically, what this is you have ambassadors to your organization who fundraise on your behalf. They access their own, their own networks, their own people, and they basically are saying, hey, help me help this organization. Each of your peer-to-peer fundraisers has their own fundraising page. Again, that's set up in the campaign section. And they have their own unique URL, which they share out to their networks. And then any donations that are made through that peer-to-peer fundraising page go towards your campaign total. This is the best way to acquire new donors to your organization. Basically, again, you're accessing people that you would not necessarily have access to otherwise. And we have found that organizations who use peer-to-peer, they raise on average 7.5 times more than those that don't. If you're interested in having a peer-to-peer campaign, we do have a peer-to-peer toolkit. So it is available to you to really break down what other people have done, how to set it up in Mighty Cause, and some best practices available to you to really, really help take your campaign to the next level. All right, and as mentioned, matches are extraordinarily powerful. We have found that those that have matches raise 10 times more than those that don't. So last year, this was on average, or last year, those that had a match raised $44,317, where those that didn't raised about $5,769. So matches are just incredibly powerful with increasing your ROI, both the match sponsor as well as the people that are giving towards the match. This is just something that everybody really gets behind and gets excited about. So really consider how you can use a match, how you can maybe stack matches throughout the day to encourage, generosity throughout the day. Also think about who your larger donors are, who might be giving to your organization at the end of the year that might be worth reaching out to say, hey, would you be willing to provide that donation that you give us at the end of the year as a match? So definitely consider how you can use matches to really take your campaign and launch it to the next level. All right, so jumping in, we've got a couple key dates for you to be aware of. Just as we are moving through the process here, want to let you know, so last week we opened registration. Registration is open for all organizations currently. If you have not done so already, we highly encourage you to get in there, register early, begin working on your page. That way it's set, it's ready to go, and you don't have to worry about it. You do have until November 1st for registration to close, but we want you to be aware if you can get that page done, get that checklist done, it's just one less thing you have to worry about. So you do have until November 1st to register and complete your to-do list. Our next webinar will be on November 11th, and that is our final steps webinar. This is also the deadline to submit the request to participate in that live stream that Lisa mentioned. With our final steps webinar, we'll be going more into donor reports, what that looks like, what the giving day is going to look like, and some final things that you need to be aware of for your giving day. Advanced giving will open on November 17th. That is a Monday. And iGiveCatholic on Giving Tuesday will be December 1st. The last day to record online and offline donations into your campaign totals will be December 8th. Please keep in mind, we are on a year-round platform now, so donations can be received after that November 8th date. They just will not count towards your totals. So please be aware, especially if you are entering offline gifts, make sure you get those in prior to the 8th so that they can count towards your totals. Help, we do have a couple avenues that you can go down. The first is that you have the Mighty Cause Support Center. We do have a robust help articles with step-by-step instructions, so this can help answer a lot of those questions. Like I said, we also have that trainings page available for you. If you have a technical question, please email questions@igivecatholic.org. We also do have a phone number and a submit a request. Also, you are more than welcome to reach out to your group administrator, so to the diocesan or the foundation person that is, the lead on for your giving day. Many of them have been doing this for a long time. They're happy to help, so please reach out to them. They're happy to help you out.
We should have put that on this slide. Go back one, Katie. But really, another great option, if you're curious about using all the features in your dashboard, there is a gray question mark on the bottom right corner of the platform everywhere. And it's really smart and intuitive. So if you're exploring how to create a matching grant or how to create a fundraiser, whether you should do an event or a team, you can click that gray question mark button and it will automatically suggest articles related to whatever page you're looking at. So that's a great place to start because it helps you find the support articles. But then, yeah, you can reach out for more help. If you're looking, how do I know who my group administrator is? Your diocese's homepage, say, let's see, Katie's in Louisville. So louisville.igivecatholic.org. If you go to that page, that community page, on that page is the name and email address, maybe the phone number of the local administrator. So go to your, Katie, I'm seeing you back out here. So you're showing an example.
Yep, I was going to go to where they can find it on the.
Okay, yeah. So also on the partner, you can go on our website and look at the partner page, scrolling down. There's the list of Giving Tuesday partners. Unfortunately, you have to click Show More to keep seeing all of them alphabetically. But here is Atlanta, and because Katie is a platform administrator, it shows their dashboard. But you would just see the general public view, and you would see the administrators. That one is a name and an email address. So that's how you find your local administrator. I also want to we have the slides already posted on the website, but I'm going to post them here so anybody who wants to look at them for reference. We also have a few more minutes if anybody has questions. I see some, it looks like there's an AI summary here, which goodness gracious. There's a lot to cover here, so I don't know how much. Anyway, if there's any other questions, we had some repeating questions. But yeah. we still have a few minutes if anybody wants to offer any questions. There was somebody asked for examples of pages to get an idea. We do believe in holy plagiarism. The best way to see good examples is to follow us on social media. Go check out our social media pages. We are on Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, Threads, and YouTube. But YouTube, we don't have, that's just video, so it won't be page examples as much. But if you use any of those channels, look at our page because I did a series in July last month that showed highlighted specific campaign pages that were using the features well and that use good strategies. And I also put some recommendations of how they might, consider continuing to improve their page next year. So that's an opportunity. We try to make our social media channels very helpful, informational. Again, the platform updates that we're going to go to in more detail in final steps, they're outlined there in our social media, and we even have highlight folders on those platform updates. So yeah, it's worth it to follow us on social media to keep up with that and to be able to see good examples and the latest news. Any other questions? You can go ahead and write them in the chat here. I can't believe it. We flew through this and we still have 5 minutes to spare. Um, there were several people who asked about parish versus church, registering as a unit or registering as individuals. That is your choice. You can register as a community, as St. Francis Parish and School, or you can register as individually St. Parish Church, Parish, St. Parish School. We have seen more success, however, when those communities combine and they leverage both networks. And it's actually really beautiful when parish members who do not have family in the school get excited about supporting or seeing updates for the school that parish supports. So strategically, we've seen that work better when it's combined effort and they choose a project that benefits both the school and the parish, but it's really up to you. Great, we have some new questions here. First year success rate, I see Katie responded to one of them. First year success rate is a giant range. I mean, we in our top 10 webinar that we do every year, we always try to have a wide variety of organizations, some that have participated for 10 years, some that have participated for the first time. And I think last year we had an organization that raised over $80,000, close to $100,000 in their first year. And that was just mind-blowing to me. That's not typical. You really have to set your expectations. We have a goal-setting guide on the resources page where you can kind of do an audit of your own network, the size, how much engagement you already have with them and your communication methods, how much capacity you think they have to really understand what's a reasonable goal for your first year. I would recommend the goal setting guide because it is a huge range depending on the organization. Let's see. Katie answered that one. Parishes, schools, ministries. Yep. Anne, great. Did a wonderful plug for our national community. Anne Durney is an iGiveCatholic veteran. She's got really great experience and wisdom. It's a wonderful mentor to the independent parishes, schools, and ministries who participate in our national community. So check her out. She put her email address in the chat. You can go to national.igivecatholic.org to find information about it. All right. Jamie, I'm excited too. I'm excited about this campaign. I'm excited to see this generosity grow and to be able to celebrate it. Any other questions that we have not answered either in chat or verbally? Yeah, the top 10, if there's anything else besides the button on the bottom. Oh, there's something else I will mention while we have a minute. As I mentioned, all of our training videos, including this one, is posted on our YouTube channel. Now, the great thing about viewing it on our YouTube channel is that we use their timestamps. So you can scroll in a description and go to the specific topic you want to learn more about. Or if you stepped away for 5 minutes in this webinar and you just want to catch up on that one topic, if you go to our YouTube page and find this webinar, you can go right to that specific topic and just hear that topic, something you want to learn more about, you can go to that topic. And we also have a link on there for the slides in the description as well. So you can look at the slides in one tab while you're listening to the webinar in another tab. The top 10 webinars really are great. Even looking back several years, you could get some really great ideas from smart people who had a lot of success. 2 minutes left in this webinar. Any other questions, comments, suggestions? I'm excited. This is year 2 on Mighty Cause. We're super excited to have the continued developments that Mighty Cause is investing in this Giving Day platform. We haven't had new features in years from our previous platform, so it's really nice to have cutting edge new features for our Giving Day platform, and we can't wait to see what you guys do with it. Someone asked for our YouTube channel link. I'll share it again here. There it is. If you go on our website, the bottom right corner, there is a link. It says, follow us, keep in touch, connect, something like that. And it has links to all of our social media channels, but I just put our YouTube channel link right there. All right, guys, 1 minute. Should we do the Jeopardy music? Do, 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 do. Well, I can't do it for too long because then YouTube may flag us for copyright infringement and not let us post this publicly. So you get the picture. Thank you all so much for being here today. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you. Oh, Christy is asking for a closing prayer. We normally don't have time for a closing prayer, but I will throw in a very quick impromptu one in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Dear Lord, thank you so much for bringing us together here today. Please send your Holy Spirit to inspire each one of us to use this resource to help to glorify your name, to help to inspire those around us in our communities, to invest in these missions that build our Catholic communities. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Thanks. Can't wait to see how you all do. Take care. See you soon.